have the easiest recommendation. Someone would ask me what handheld they should buy, and I'd tell them to get the Steam Deck. That was super simple. If they want to keep it cheap, I'd tell them to get the LCD Steam Deck. It was done, conversation over, go, play your games. That sentence doesn't work anymore. And what replaced it, I think, is way more complicated than it should be. So, to go back a little while, a month-ish, Valve discontinued the $399 Steam Deck LCD. It is gone, it's not coming back. The entry point to handheld PC gaming jumped from $399 to $549 for the OLED model. And if you're waiting on, like I am, for a Steam Deck 2 to swoop in and fix everything, Valve dumped a whole bunch of water on that and made it crystal clear that that ain't happening anytime soon. Like 2027 at the earliest. And they said repeatedly that they are not interested in 20 or 30% performance bumps. Well, I wish they would be. They want a generational leap, and the silicon, they said, for that doesn't exist yet. So the lineup that you see today is a lineup for a while. Which means if you want to get into handheld PC gaming in 2026, you need a totally different kind of guide. Not a spec sheet, not a benchmark video, sort of something that actually helps you figure out kind of what to buy based on how you live and then how you game. And I have tested all of these. I've bought most of them all on my own, and I've landed somewhere I think that was surprising. So I should probably tell you like why I care so passionately about this, like embarrassingly much about it. I don't have a gaming PC. And I know tech YouTuber, all that kind of stuff, I review stuff for a living, but my setup is a laptop at the end of our dining room table in our house. That's it, that's my command center. Between like 3 kids, coaching baseball, and work that's kind of always going, and a house that kind of always needs something, I never built a battle station. I don't have a spot for it. I look at PC gaming content and think like that was for people that had dedicated offices and RGB everything and a lot of time, and sadly that's just not my life. And I know the big question someone could ask is like, why not use gaming laptops? I use them all the time, they're great. They've absolutely helped me game more over the years, but a laptop needs a larger space. You have to sit down and play somewhere kind of you can commit to it. A handheld can live in my bag and comes out for 10 minutes while I'm waiting for practice to end or waiting for kids to come out. That's mostly like what I get, little windows. I genuinely thought that the gaming part of my life was over, and that really made me sad. I used to be a gamer, and that's definitely a past tense statement. But the original Steam Deck changed that. And I'm not trying to be dramatic. I love that thing. It was probably my favorite piece of tech, apps of all time. I bought the LCD one on launch day. I couldn't help myself. Then I bought the OLED the day it came out. Then like a dummy, I bought the white limited edition OLED because apparently, I don't have self-control for that stuff. That's how much I love it. And Valve has never sent me a single one of these things. I just keep giving them my money because that's how much this category means to me. Handheld gaming isn't a preference for me. It is the only way I can game, period. That's why it stings that the easy recommendation just got $150 harder to make. You ever see something and like you immediately want to know what it is or how to get it? Happens to me a lot of times. Usually when I'm watching a video, I see somebody wearing something, I spot a piece of gear in someone's setup, or my wife will see a lamp that she likes at a restaurant. One of my kids will point at something and ask, what is this? And that's where sort of Lens comes in. It's a visual search app, sort of point your camera at basically anything and it'll search the web, find similar products, identify objects, translate text in real time if you're traveling. It does everything for you and also give you a link to where you can go and buy said thing. I use it to track down random stuff that I spot in the wild. What kind of tree is that? My kids ask. What fruit is hanging off of that tree? A lot of tree related questions in my house. Kind of figure out what sort of sneaker somebody's wearing. You can just snap it. Trying to read a menu or sign in another language, point and translate. It also works with photos already in your camera roll, so if you screenshot something for a saved picture somewhere, you can also run that and get results too. It is one of those apps that sort of just sits on your phone until you need it, and then you're really glad it's there. If you're the type who sees something cool and immediately needs answers, I'll drop a link to Lens in the description. One of those apps you should absolutely have on your phone. It works beautifully and exactly as advertised. So what do you actually buy now? And this is where I normally give you a nice clean list, but I think it's messier than that. So let me walk you through what I'm thinking. If you want to spend as less as possible, you're hunting. Used market, certified refurbished from Valve when it's in stock. LCD is still a great device and SteamOS is magic. And if you can find one for $300 or under, it is a phenomenal entry point. But the big catch is availability. Valve's refurbs come and go really fast. Private seller is obviously a mixed bag. Some people take care of their stuff. Some people, it's destroyed and you can't trust it. You know the eBay listing I'm talking about, kind of blurry photos that say like quote minor scratches and look like it survived like a fire. Don't buy that one. Price is too good to be true. It's for a reason. At $549, buying a new one, things get interesting. And this is where I kind of want to be candid about something. The Steam Deck OLED is still excellent. SteamOS works perfectly. You hit power, you're back in your game. No Windows updates, hijacking everything, no driver nonsense. The OLED screen is gorgeous, and the thing runs so quiet you can game on a couch next to someone who's sleeping. If stealth matters to you, the Deck OLED is really hard to beat. But I don't use mine anymore. I switched to the Lenovo Legion Go S a few months ago, haven't gone back. Mostly same price, same SteamOS experience, but with an 8-inch screen. And I know, like, make a joke, but half an inch sounds like nothing. On paper, it's almost embarrassing to mention, when you're playing Spider-Man, you can actually read the mission text without, at least for me, doing that old man squint, or if you're in Red Dead, the faces have room to show more emotion. It changes really, for me, how the games feel. Ergonomics are better too. The weight sits differently. I can play longer without crampy hands. The trade-off though is noise. Legion Go S has fans that let you know they are there. If you game in quiet rooms next to a sleeping spouse or someone, or anywhere sound travels, they will notice. I've caught Sade from my wife more than once. She doesn't say much, but I get that, like, I get the look. For me, the bigger screen and comfort won out. So at $549, it's really just about knowing yourself. Do you need quiet? Deck OLED. Do you want more screen and don't mind some fan noise? And it's still LCD, but a really good LCD display. Legion Go S. There's no wrong answer, just your answer. The high end though is where things get ridiculous in the best way possible. So Lenovo just announced the Legion Go 2 with SteamOS coming in June for like about $1,200. And it's epic. 8.8-inch OLED display, 144 hertz refresh rate, AMD's Ryzen Z2 Extreme chip. I don't think that Lenovo wants me to say this, but I believe it is the world's most powerful gaming handheld. This thing can run games that the Steam Deck cannot run. I'm not talking about minor improvements either. I'm talking about a different weight class entirely. Is it worth $1,200? That's a question you gotta sit with. That is laptop money. That's having to explain to my wife what that charges kind of money. For most people, $549 is still a sweet spot, but if you're the type who wants the best and you know you're going to use this thing constantly, that Go 2 is absolutely the answer. 5 years ago when I was staring at my Steam library, feeling sorry for myself, this is a device that I would have dreamed about. It exists now. It's not cheap though. Windows handhelds are still very much a thing, and for a lot of people, a good option. The quick version, ROG Ally exists, MSI Claw is finally coming to North America. If you need Game Pass or launchers that sort of don't work on Linux, they'll do the job. But Windows on a handheld, I think is way clunkier than SteamOS, and I don't think that's gonna change anytime soon. If you're not locked into the ecosystem, I would steer you to SteamOS every time. One more thing, Valve announced a bunch of new hardware for 2026. Steam Machine, new Steam controller, VR headset called Steam Frame. And it tells you, I think, where Valve's head is at. SteamOS is becoming the platform, not just the thing that makes the deck special. The $399 deck going away isn't a supply chain hiccup. I think it's Valve kind of drawing a line that this is premium hardware now. So where does that leave us? If you're trying to keep costs down, again, hunt refurbs and use LCDs while you can. If you're buying new, $549, I'd personally go with the Go S. With the Deck OLED is still the right call if you need quiet. If money is not a concern and you want the best handheld that exists, 100% wait for the Legion Go 2 in June. If you need Windows, Ally X really works well, it's just not my jam. I used to have one answer for everybody. Now I've got 5 depending on like who's asking, and that's more complicated than I think it should be. So here's what I want to know, I guess, from you. Is $549 still a fair price to get into handheld PC gaming? Or did Valve just turn this into a premium hobby? I hope it's not that one. Leave me in the comments. I do read pretty much every single one. I think that this category is growing and evolving, and I absolutely love it. If I was to bet, I think sort of the future of console gaming is gonna merge with the future of handheld gaming sooner than the rest of us think.